Okay, so for the online guys, hope my voice is clear for you. Can you please confirm in chat once? Okay, so we can start, I think so. So in last class, we've seen compose, right? Docker compose. So in today's session, we're gonna speak about Docker Swarm, which is very, very important topic. Make the heading as Docker Swarm. Sir, in last class, we've seen about Docker compose, right? What is Docker compose done? Docker compose managed multiple containers on single host. But if that single host got deleted, completely that host server got deleted, how can you access the containers? We can't, right? For that purpose, here we are going to talk about high availability now. What I'm going to talk about now? High availability. But first of all, like what is the meaning of high availability? Like how we need to use it and why we need to use it? High availability. Hmm? High availability. High availability is nothing but maintaining more than one server, sir. For example, if you take your any of the application, basically we deploy application on single server, right? But instead of deploying the application on single server in real time, we used to deploy the application on multiple servers. So then if I have the application which is running on more than one server, that is what we can call as high availability. What we can call it as? My question is why to maintain high availability means if one server got deleted, then other server will gives you the application. So unfortunately, if the server one here, if you are seeing the server one got deleted, you have server two for your application or not, sir? You can access from there itself. So for that purpose only, here we started using Docker Swarm. Basically, it's an orchestration tool for containers. It's an orchestration tool for use it to manage multiple containers on multiple servers. Docker Compass will manage multiple containers, but on single host. But here multiple containers on multiple servers. Here we create the cluster. What is the meaning of cluster? Group of servers is called as cluster. In that cluster, we can create same container on multiple servers. See, if I am having these two nodes, or of course you can take three nodes also. Depends upon your choice whether to take two or three. So it's a cluster actually. It's the manager node. It's the worker node 1. It is the worker node 2. All of them together is what we can call as cluster. Okay. So whenever I create any particular container on manager node, it is going to replicate as is to the worker node. For example, let's take here my container is movies container. Which one? As it is, this container will be copied to worker node 1. And as is, this container will be copying to the worker node 2 also. Right? That means, unfortunately, if manager node or worker node 1 any got deleted, it is manager node. It is my worker 1. It is my worker node number. Right? Unfortunately, if you delete any of the worker node, second worker node you will be having as a backup. Right? So this Docker Swarm main purpose is it is going to orchestrate the containers. That means it will create the containers on the multiple worker nodes. In worker nodes, we don't go and we don't do anything. Everything will manage from the Docker manager node only. So here we have master node and worker node. Master means basically manager. We need to call it as. Here we have manager and worker node. Manager node will distribute the container to which nodes? Worker nodes. Worker node main purpose is to maintain the container. Worker node will don't do anything. Manager gives will container and worker node will store the container on it. That's it. And finally, without Docker engine, we can't create the cluster. That means to create the cluster, you need to have the Docker engine enabled. So again, first of all, high availability. What is the meaning of high availability? More than one server, right? So why we need to maintain high availability? If one server got deleted, then other will serve the application. So for that purpose, we use Docker Swarm. It's an orchestration tool for containers. Here we can manage multiple containers on multiple servers. Here we create the cluster. What is the meaning of cluster? Group of servers. In that cluster, we can create same container on multiple. Here we have two nodes, manager node and worker node. Manager node main purpose is to give container to worker node. Worker node will store that container and maintain and gives to the users. Unfortunately, one worker node goes, automatically it will create the second worker node also. Like there is some auto scaling group enabled like that. So for this purpose, we need to enable Docker engine. Tell me how you can enable Docker engine, sir? By using systemctl start command, right? So here I have three servers. I am taking three tabs here, which is very easy. CD desktop slash keypad. So it's a worker node too. Concept is very interesting concept. Like we'll finish these. You know, mobile external is not working properly in my system. So now we connected. First of all, give the host name for your clarity. Tell me the command to give host name. Let it add in the meanwhile. Command is hostname cdl set type and hostname. First one is manager. Second one Sudo hyphen a done. Install Docker. Start the Docker engine next. Is it working now? Now come out of it. So now all this is having Docker running, sir. Now, if I want to create the cluster, I need to make them as single unit. For that purpose, there is a command called Docker Swam init. This command, if you type here, it is going to create a token. What we're going to create here? The command is Docker Swam init. Are you getting the token here? Copy the token. But before that, give the command docker node ls. Docker node ls. Are you seeing currently you have only one node? Copy this to worker node 1. Now automatically if you give docker node ls, are you seeing worker node 1 came here? That means in this cluster you have now manager node and worker node 1. If I want to add worker node 2, copy the same token. Worker node 2 join now here. Simple. Create 3 servers, install Docker on them and go to main server, give the command docker swarm init. This will create the code. I mean, like token, this is a token actually. If you copy and paste this token in all the worker nodes, it is going to join as a cluster. See, manager, worker 1, worker 2. And remember, in security group, you need to give all traffic, guys. Otherwise, it won't work. But because the Docker sum port number is 2377, if this port is on security group, it will enable, or otherwise it won't join. Create 3 servers, install Docker and start it. Give the host name and enable the port number 2377. Go to manager node, give the Docker sum, copy paste them on worker nodes and give the command docker node ls. Now you have the cluster. Whatever I said here, if you create any one container in manager node, it is going to share it to the worker nodes. Let's try to do it. Docker run itd. But before the Docker images, do I have any image? No. Already we pushed this image on last day, right? Is Prabhu there? Paytm. Okay, let me use my account. I have my own images. Na? Let me use Raham Sheikh / Paytm. Movies colon latest. Already I have this image. Paytm movies not there. Huh? Okay. Pay movies. So this repository I have movies pay means Paytm movies actual. Okay. So from the Docker Hub, it is going to download the image and it is creating the container. Give the command docker ps-a. This command will show the list of containers. Currently, I am executing this command on all servers, but in which one we have the containers are here? Which node? Then what about worker node? I said whenever you create a container on manager node, it is going to replicate to worker node, right? But why it is not replicating? Because here you need to write the node point. Write the node point. Individual containers will not be replicated. If we create service, then only it will containers distributed. Write this point. Individual containers are not going to replicate. If we create service, then only containers will be distributed. Okay. Sir, here I create the individual container, sir. Whenever you create the individual container, it won't create any replicates. For that purpose, I'll stop. Kill this one, and I'm gonna remove this one permanently. Fine. So here we need to create the services. What we need to create? If I create service, then only service will distribute the containers. What is service? Service is a way of exposing and managing multiple containers. Okay. So basically, whenever you want to create multiple containers in Docker, you need to create the services. What you need to create? It's a way of exposing and managing multiple containers. Whenever you create service, in that service, you can create the copies of the containers. In service, we can create copy of containers. That copies, that container copies, the container copies will be distributed to all the nodes, including manager and worker. Okay. Then how to create the service means it is very, very easy. So go here, give the command docker service create. Whatever you are creating here, service. Hyphen hyphen name of the service is going to be movies. Hyphen hyphen replicas. How many copies you want? Minimum 3. Why? Because how many nodes do you have on cluster? One manager, two workers. So total will be, we will be having 3 containers. I mean, like total 3 nodes will be there. For each node, at least we need 1 container. So I have taken 3. Hyphen P. P for port number. Container port number 81. Image port number. And image where you are getting from Raham Sheikh account. I have the movies pair repository. And the tag is going to be latest. Hit enter automate. Hyphen hyphen. L is missing. Hyphen hyphen REP LICAS. Is it creating 3? Now what we creating? Service we creating. Why service is creating? Whenever you create services, then only service will create the replicas. When the replicas got created, it will be placing on all the nodes. Otherwise, individual containers cannot create the replicas. Is the logic point clear for all of you? Now give the command docker service ls. Or is in the service here? It is the name of the service. It is on replicated mode. 3 by 3 means I want 3 and I have 3. Okay. And for this one, I use these images and port number will be 81. What is the port number? So write the node point here. In service, we can create copy of containers. In service, we can create copy of containers. In service, we can create copy of containers. That container copy will be distributed to all the worker nodes. Why? Because if you don't understand this logic point, you can't understand the Docker Swarm here. So now go here, Docker service ls means list of service. If I want to get the complete information, Docker service, inspect, service name is movies. Are you getting complete information of service here? How many replicas do I have here? 3, right? So for this one, you can see what is the operating system we used here and what is the image we have used here and what time this service got created. Everything we can see it, sir. Sir, if I want to get the list of containers instead of PS, what I can get? Sorry, instead of inspect, what I can get for containers? Docker service PS. Is it showing the containers? Movies 1 is running on worker node 1. Movies 2 is running on worker node. Movies 3 will be running on. Clear now? So if you want to get the list, just put ls. If you want complete information, put inspect. If you want only services, sorry, containers, you can put ps. Or sir, if I want to get the logs, I want to get the logs. Are you seeing logs of this service now? Docker service and name of the service is same. In the middle, whatever you want to put, you can put there. Sir, just like this, if I want to stop this service, if I want to, services we can't stop, containers we can stop. Okay, services we can remove. So the command is docker service rm. Which one? Create done, list done, inspect done, ps also done. So now I am going to show you the scaling concept. Which concept? Logs also done, the only scaling is pending. Docker service ls. I have only one service movies which is having only 3 replicas. If I decide to scale it, docker service scale, what is the name of the service here? Is equal to 10. Now automatically it will create the 10 containers. Check it out. Is it done, sir? Now if I give docker service ls, how many replicas you are having? 10, right? So it is the way how you are going to scale the containers. Now if I give the command docker service ps movies, which one? Docker service, it is gonna show me which container is running on which worker node. This movies 1 is running on this worker node, and this movies 7 is running on this worker node. It's showing or not, sir? Like this. Again, if I want to scale down, same command, docker service scale movies is equal to 5. Now I want to scale down to, now how many containers will be deleted now? 5. If you see docker service ps movies, 5 got removed or not, sir? Seeing 5 got removed? Now see, it won't show. Only you are seeing 5 or not, sir? By default, whenever you scale down the containers, it will follow LIFO manner. Which manner? LIFO means last in, first out. Basically, this container got created last. It will remove first. Next, it got created last. It will remove first. Next, like, next. It will follow the LIFO. LIFO means here what, sir? Last in, first out. So here I am writing. When scale down, it follows LIFO pattern. LIFO means what, sir? Last in, first out, right? And there is a concept called Docker service rollback. Which one? Instead of PS, just put rollback. What I'm putting? What is the meaning of rollback? Going back to previous state. In previous state, how many containers do I have? 10. But now, if I give Docker service rollback, again it will go into previous state. 10 creating or not, sir? Now, if you want me to show, just give the command Docker service PS movies. Are you seeing 10 containers here? Now again, if I do rollback again, now it will go to previous state. Previously, how many containers you are having? Again, it will come to 5. Rollback is nothing but going back to the previous state. And finally, if I want to remove the service, just put RM here. What I'm putting here? Service will be removed. When service will be removed, Docker will not maintain any kind of containers. Are you seeing any containers here? No. Why? Because containers had been created by service. If you delete service, how will be containers maintained, sir? No, right? This is the concept of Docker Swam. Which concept it is? Now again, let's recap the commands one more time. So like I'll ask you the questions, you tell me the answers for it, okay? So what is the command? Now, of course, we can access from application also, I'll show you. Tell me the command to create service. Docker service create name movies. Hyphen replicas. Replicas means copies. This time I'm taking 5. How many? It's up to your choice. How many you want to take? Of course, you can scale in, you can scale down also. Hyphen P, 81, 80. So here I'm using Raham Sheikh. Latest. Now automatically this is going to create 5 services on, I mean like 5 containers on 5 different servers. Now if you go and see, even if you want me to show it lively accessible, copy the manager node 1. Copy the public IP address of it. Paste it. What is the port number? Is it running here? In manager node. Again, from worker node 1 also, you can be able to access the application here. From worker node also, you can be able to access the application. Is it coming now? Again, from worker node 2 also, you can be able to get the same application. Check it out. So my worker node 2. Copy the public IP address and port number is going to be 81. Are you getting the application or not, sir? Now do one thing. Open your mobiles, all of you. Try to check whether it is working or not. Public IP address 1. Even I'll check here. I'll try to paste it on here. Guys, just type public IP address and port number. Everything is not required. That is a manager node. Worker node 1. And worker node 2. Try each and every node. Oh, sorry, worker node. Okay, fine. And don't give HTTP and all. Okay, just public IP address and port number. And for online, I'm giving this IP address on your browser. Please try to access this application from here itself. Online, you can access the application from there. But sir, we have 3 servers and how 4 containers? That means each server will get 2 containers. And one server will get only 1 container. Okay. Container 1 for server 1, container 2 for server 2, container 3 for server 3. Container 4 for 1 server and again container 5 for 1 server. It will distribute like that, Swapnil. Hope it is clear. Basically, Sunil, we are going to add this worker nodes to the load balancer, Sunil. Whenever you add this worker node to load balancer, you will get only one single URL. Okay. I hope it is clear for you, Sunil. Sure. Load balancer is your upcoming day session. I'll tell you how to add these URLs to load balancer. Okay. Don't worry. I'll show you there. Are you getting the application, sir? That's it. So now if I give the command Docker service PS movies, it is going to show in worker node 1, you have 2 containers. Worker node 2, you have 1 container. But manager node is having how many containers? 1. Sir, unfortunately, if I try to kill this container, Docker kill container ID, it is going to delete the container or not, sir? But the moment if you use Docker kill command, automatically it will recreate. Are you seeing container got recreated? 3 seconds ago, I deleted a container. Again, it got recreated. And again, I'm going to use the command docker kill again one more time. And again, if I kill it, the moment, very next second, it will create a new container. Right? So how exactly this will be happening means with the help of a concept called self-healing. Which one? So here, I said this selfie, not self-healing. Okay. So here, if we delete a container, it will be recreating automatically itself. So this is what we can call as self-healing. That means whenever a container goes down, automatically it need to recreate itself without human interaction. That is what we can call as self-healing. So in Docker Swarm, do you have the concept of self-healing, sir? Correct or not? And even though if you open your public IP address of master node, try to check whether you are getting the application or not from manager node. Check it from your side. Are you getting the application from server number 1? That's it, sir. Okay. So fine now then, sir, here how many nodes I have totally? 3 worker nodes. Unfortunately, if I delete 1 worker node, Application will be coming from second worker node, right? See now. So in real time, basically, we need to perform some cluster level activities. That means whenever, sometimes in real time, what happen, we will try to update the servers. Whenever we try to update the server, that means we try to update the operating system. We will stop this server and we will do it. What we will do? For example, if I give the command docker node ls, how many nodes do I have here? 3. This worker node 2, I don't want from my cluster. Go to worker node 2 and give the command docker swarm leave. Is it gone now? The moment if you type docker swarm leave, node left the swarm. That means this is not a part of your cluster now. It got separated. Wait for 10 seconds and after 10 seconds, check this one. Currently, it gone to which state? Now, if you open your worker node to IP address and if you try to access the application, application will won't work now. Check it from your side. Worker node 2. Is it coming, all of you? You will be not able to access the application. Why? Because I down the node. Again, if I want to get it, I need to start this one. I need to start this one. So for that purpose, again, if you want to join this worker node into cluster, already you have the token, right? Copy paste the token one more time. Automatically it will be coming now. Now again, previously it was on down state. Which state? It will come as a new worker node with same host. Are you seeing it is ready now? Now again, if you go and again if you refresh, it will be coming. Right? If you want to remove any worker node from the swarm cluster, give the command docker node. Docker node. Docker swarm leave, not docker node leave. What we need to give? Docker swarm leave. Again, if you want to join it, you need to copy paste the token. So this one, docker swarm leave. This you need to perform on worker node. Which node? Sir, if I want to delete a node completely, if I want to delete this worker node completely, docker node rm and give this ID. Is the node gone? But I want to remove this node. Again, give the command docker node rm and give this one. So the moment if you hit enter, it will be not working. Why? Because read this error. Node is in down and can't be. That means previously you make this node down and you removed it. But now currently is this node down? So we can't remove. If I want to remove this one, what I need to do? First of all, give the command docker swarm leave again. Again, go to worker node to docker swarm. The moment if you give docker swarm leave, wait for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, you can see that is down status. Still it is active, right? So buffer time will be 5 to 10 seconds. Wait for it. Is it removed now? Is it gone down now? Now you can give the command docker node rm. Docker node rm and give this one. Currently, how many nodes do you have? Only one worker node. If you go and check here, worker node 2 will not be working anymore. Why? Because it's not a part of your cluster. You removed it. Okay. And again in future, if you want to join this, copy paste the token one more time. That is going to join it back. If you want me to show, here I have worker node. Just do copy paste the token. Just give right up arrow. It will come last command. Again go here, give the command docker node ls. Are you seeing again worker node join? Click on refresh. Is it coming as application now? That's it, sir. Docker swarm leave. If you perform this on worker node, it's to make to inactive from the node will be there, but it will be inactive. If you want to remove docker node rm and give the node ID. So here I need to give return which node? Manager node. This is to delete the worker node, which is on down status. So if you want to join it again, docker swarm join token manager. Basically, you have the token, sir. You have the token, you copy it. But if I want to get the token one more time, docker swarm joint token. So this command will regenerate the token one more time. Oh, sorry. Join, not joint, join. Wait. manager. Are you seeing the token one more time? So this is the command that is going to regenerate the token. How many nodes do you have? How many nodes do you have now? 3 nodes. If I want to get complete information of this manager node, give the command docker node inspect. Docker node inspect and give the node name. Are you getting complete information of your nodes now? Inspect command will do complete information of your node. So like this, you can perform the activities from the Docker Swarm. So Docker Swarm concept clear for all of you? Just how to leave from the Swarm, Docker Swarm leave. If I want to delete Docker node, RM. If I want to get complete information, Docker node inspect, node ID. And if I want to create the token one more time, Docker Swarm joint token. So you are generating token on manager node. So like this, you need to work. And one more thing, here I said one node point. We can't delete the node which is on ready state. We can't delete the node which is on. If I want to join the node to cluster again, we need to copy paste the token on. Both I have shown you. If the node is ready, we cannot delete. And if you want to join the cluster for a worker node back, you need to copy paste the token. If you forgot the token, which command you want to use? Docker Swarm join token manager. So this is the concept of Docker Swarm. Now 2 points about Docker Swarm. It's a container orchestration tool which will create containers on multiple nodes. Unfortunately, if one node goes down or one container will down, automatically it will create the new container. That is called as self-healing. That means if a container got crashed, it will create automatically itself. This is what we can call as self-healing. Is the concept of Docker Swarm clear for all of you? Everyone? Or do you have any doubts on it? Online, what about you? Can you please confirm is the concept of Docker Swarm clear for all of you or not? If it is clear, we will speak about some other concept, or if not, I'll ask you questions. So, Sunil, do we need to save Docker Swarm join token? Yeah, definitely, Sunil. By default, whenever you generate, you will be pasting on worker node. Na? There, it is going to be stored almost. Okay, no need to regenerate one more time. No. Basically, whenever you paste it on worker node, na, just to give history. For example, unfortunately, if I don't save the worker node token, what will happen? Just go to your worker node. In worker node, already you copied the token or not, sir? Type history. It will get from here. Or if you want to get from command, Docker Swarm join token manager. Both you can do, Sunil. I hope it is clear for you. Great. Okay, fine. So Docker mounting done, volume mounting. We discussed. Okay. It is day 5 of Docker. Huh? Day 4. Huh? Day 4. Sure. Okay. Basically, for your previous batch, it took almost a day 5 to understand this one. But you are on still day 4. You are on this topic. Fine. So next year in today's session, we are going to talk about Docker networking. What I'm going to teach you about? What is Docker networking? Sir, let's understand you have two containers. If two containers want to communicate with themselves, they need to be on same network or they need to be on different network? Same network. If they are not on same network, they cannot able to communicate with each other. If they cannot able to communicate each other, they cannot able to exchange the data, correct or not? So the main concept of Docker network is Docker network are used to make communication between multiple containers. Communication between, it can make communication between multiple containers in same server and different server also. For example, if you go to this one, I'll show you how this will work. Let's take, I have the single host. I have the single host. It is a container 1. It is the container 2. Between container 1 and container 2, I can able to establish the communication with the help of Docker network. Okay. But unfortunately, whenever you are having one more host, in this host, you will be having one more container. You will be having Now, if you want to establish communication between container on server number 2 with container on server number 1, that is also possible with the help of Docker Swarm, sir. That is also possible with the help of Docker Swarm. If communication is establishing on single host, here it is single host. If communication is establishing on single host, that is called as bridge network. Which network? No, sir. If communication establishing from multiple host, that is what we can call as overlay network. Which one? Overlay. So these are going to be very two important things. Bridge network means containers can be able to communicate within single host. Overlay network means containers can be able to communicate within multiple hosts. For example, container 1 is on server number 1, container 2 will be on server number 2. Third one is going to be your host network. So bridge network already you know, it's a default network that will containers will be communicating within each other within same host. Next, host network means whenever your containers will start using EC2 IP address, EC2 DNS, EC2 network, that is what we can call as host. See, basically you install Docker on Docker host, right? If containers are using your host network completely, your host IP address, everything, that is what we can call as host network. Which one? So third one is going to be none network. When you don't want the container to get exposed to outside of the world, you can use none network. That means I create a container. Inside the container application is running, sir, but nobody want to access it. Nobody want to access it. In that case, we can create the containers on none network. None means nobody, right? No one actually. None means what? If no one want to access any container, we can create those containers on none network. Which one? And overlay. Use it to communicate containers with each other across multiple Docker hosts. That means this one. It is Docker host 1, it is Docker host 2. Container 1 will be on Docker host 1, container 2 will be on Docker host 2, right? So in this case, we can able to establish the bridge communication between, overlay communication between them. Which communication? Total, we have a lot of types of networks, but here bridge, host, none, overlay. Bridge network means within single host containers will communicate. Host network means containers will use our host resources like host IP address, everything. None network means we don't use it. Why? Because here containers will not be exposed. Finally, overlay. Overlay means it is going to establish communication between different containers which is running on different servers. So practically, who is required? Bridge and host. Bridge means same server. Overlay means different server. Is the definition and like difference between bridge and overlay clear for all of you guys? Online, what about you? Can you please confirm, is the bridge network and overlay network clear for all of you or not? If it is clear, we can work with it. I'll tell you, Sunil. I'll tell you everything practical, okay? What about remaining? Is it clear for you? Okay. So now see how to work with networks. Here already I have given the commands and everything. So I'm gonna show you how to work with it. Just to give the command docker network ls. Currently, you will be having 5 networks. How many? Bridge network do you have? And here Docker bridge network also we have. Host network are we having? Ingress. Ingress means overlay. Which network? And we have none network, that is null. So you are seeing bridge, you are seeing, sorry, you are seeing bridge network, you are seeing host network, you are seeing overlay network, you are seeing null network. See, this bridge network is working for local. This is also working for host, will also work for local, but overlay network will be running for, why? Because already I'm having Swam or not, sir. Whenever you are working on Docker Swarm, overlay network by default created. We won't create that one. automatically whenever you are working with Docker Swarm, overlay network will be created. So in our today's session, I'm gonna show you how to work with the bridge network, okay? How to create the network and how to establish the communication. And one more thing, overlay network no need to be created, sir. Whenever you make the Docker Swarm cluster, it will be created by default. Have I create overlay here? Yes, sir. No, it came automatically, right? Why it came automatically? Docker Swarm. So now give the command Docker network create. Name of the network is going to be, for example, I'll take it as Raham. What is the name of the network? Is the Raham network created? Give the command Docker network ls. Are you seeing Raham network? Raham network is which type network, sir? And it will work for the local. So next here, for example, sir, if I want to establish communication between them, how I can establish communication? So very simple. First of all, create two containers. How many containers? And I already have service, right? Remove that service. Docker service ls. But before that, I'll show something here. You will be having service, right? Okay. Give the command Docker service inspect name of the service. Currently, if you go and see here, what is the type of network here you are using? Which type of network it is going to use? Bridge or overlay? How can I tell it is overlay? Just I'll show you here. Wait, place pane, update, rollback, endpoint. No, no. You will be having this kind of IP address, right? So for each and every of them, it will be using overlay. Why? Because these containers are running on different servers, right? When the containers are running on different service, which one will come? Overlay or bridge? Fine. Give me a second. So here already I create this network Docker service. Sorry, not Docker service. Docker network ls. So create two containers and remove the services. I gonna remove each and every service. Docker service RM. What is the name of the service? Movies, right? Now it is going to remove everything. So now gone. Create two special containers. Docker run. Now it is going to create container, right? Which container it is going to create, sir? Name of the container. Name of the container. Container 1. And what is the port number? 81, right? So just create the container number 2 with same thing. 2 and port number 82. First of all, here what exactly you're gonna check is give the command dockers ps-a. Are you seeing two containers working on single host here? Now, how to establish communication? Before establishing communication, just understand this will work by default on bridge network. Which network? Give the command docker inspect container 1. This will give the complete network information. Currently, we are seeing network information, right? If you go and see, you can see which network it is. Already we discussed by default containers will be running on bridge network. It is a default network that containers will be communicating. Of course, I am also creating a network that is also a bridge network, but this is my separate network. Now, how to add these two containers to my work on this we got network means very easy. But before that, give the command docker network inspect. Docker network inspect Raham. Currently in Raham network, are you having any containers here? No. So how to add container to your network means docker network connect. Docker network. What is the network here? Raham. What is the container here? Automatically that will connect the container 1. If you see docker network inspect, are you seeing container 1 is connected here? Is container 1 getting IP address? Now again, if I want to connect container 2, Docker network connect, Raham is the name of the network, container 2 is the name of the container. Now see, Docker network inspect Raham is the network. Are you seeing two containers now connected? First I connect container 1. Container 1 have one IP address or not, sir? And next I connected the container 2. Is it having IP address or not, sir? In this way, you are going to connect this network to the containers, right? So now my question is how you are going to make sure that these containers are communicating with each other. For that purpose, what I'll do, I'll try to check the ping. That means response from container 1 to container 2. So give the command docker exec. What this command is used for? Docker exec is to execute the commands inside the container. Basically, we use docker attach, right? You go docker attach and you run the commands. But instead of going inside the container, you can run the commands from outside also. Docker exec. What is the name of the container? Container 1. Okay. So just to give you here, ls is showing lists are here. Okay. Like this, every command will be performed. Now give docker exec container 1 apt install. Sorry, apt update. First of all, I need to update this one. apt update -y. Is it updating? Correct or not? Right? Docker exec command, all of you. Docker exec, note point. Docker exec used to Docker exec is used to execute the commands in a container from outside. Yeah, Sunil, without networking also it is working very fine, but that is default network, right? Are you going to use default network in your company or do you create a custom one? So now done. Sir, if I want to check any ping, okay. So first of all, copy the IP address of your container number. Is it my container number to IP address? So I copy the container to IP address and I'm checking the response. How to check means give the command docker exec container 1. I am checking the ping. What I am checking? Ping. Ping of container number 2. I am checking the ping of container number 2 with container number 1. It won't perform. Why? Because there will be a ping command need to download. In Ubuntu operating system, we need to download the ping command. Otherwise, it won't work. For that purpose, what I'll do is apt install iputils -ping. This command will be downloading the ping package. Is ping downloading now? Now try to check this one. It will work. That means container 1 is getting response from container 2 or not, sir? So this is how you are going to establish communication between two different containers. Create the network, give the command connect. Which command? Docker network connect. Network name, give container name. Now these two are communicating. Why these two are communicating? Because both of them are on single network, right? But if I remove container 2 from this network, is it going to get the response now? It won't. Let's check. Docker network. What is the command? Disconnect. I am disconnecting Raham network from container number 2. Now, even if I check the ping of container number 2 with container number 1, are these both on same network or different network? Same. Now, different, right? Why? Because I disconnected the container 2 from Raham network. If you want me to show, use the inspect command. Which command? Docker network inspect Raham. You will be having only container 1. Where is container 2? I just disconnected, right? Now try to check the ping. It won't work, sir. Is it working? No. Why it is not working? Because we removed the container 2 from the network. That is the reason why it is not able to getting the response. Again, if I add Docker network connect Raham network with container 2, is it going to get the ping now? Yes. Getting or not, sir? So this is the way how you are going to use the Docker network. So here I have given the commands and everything. And one more thing, here you need to use the command exec. Which command? To create the network, Docker network create network name. To see the list, Docker network ls. And to remove the network, what is the command? Network rm. If I want to inspect, Docker network inspect a network name. How to connect, sir? Docker network connect. Name of the network and give the container name, or you can use container. How to install the ping command here? apt install iputils ping hyphen y. Again to disconnect, just to give disconnect. And lastly, prune. Prune means to delete the all unused networks. For example, if you create two networks, you are using only one network. One network is not used by any container. It will be going to remove it, sir. Docker prune is going to remove all the unused Docker components. If I have Docker image, if I am not using it, it will remove. If I have Docker container, I'm not using it, it will remove. And even if I have Docker volumes, or even if I have Docker images, if anything is unused, the prune is going to remove. What is going to remove? If you want me to show, I'll show it here. Give the command Docker volume, create, name of the volume is going to be ABC. Okay. And give the command Docker network create. Create network name is ABCDE, for example, right? Sir, you create the volume and you create the network. Are these using by any of the Docker objects? No. Give the command Docker prune, just only prune. Oh, sorry, Docker system prune. Just give Y for yes. Network got deleted. Removed or not? Why it is removed, sir? Because it is not used by any of the, it is not going to use any of the containers. See, if you run Docker system prune, it is going to remove all the stopped containers and all the networks and all the dangling images. Dangling images means, for example, if you have the image, same image with different versions, image is same but different version, it is also going to be removed here. So this is what we can call as Docker volume. Sorry, Docker prune command. Which command? If you want to remove network, just give network prune. If you want to remove images, Docker image prune. Or if you want to remove containers, Docker container prune. But if I want to remove all the Docker unused things, Docker system prune. Which command? Docker system prune will remove all the unused Docker components. Docker system prune will remove what it is going to remove, sir? It will remove stopped containers, networks, dangling images, and build cache. So this is about the Docker network. Sir, if I want to delete the network, what is the command? Docker network RM. RM is for delete. Remove only, right? So what is the name of the network? Raham. If I give here, it is not going to remove. Why? Because Raham network is using by one container, right? You want me to show Docker network inspect Raham. For this Raham, are you seeing container 1 and container 2? First of all, disconnect them. What I want to do? Docker network disconnect container 2 and Docker network disconnect container. Now give the command Docker network RM Raham. Is it gone now? That is about Docker volumes. Clear now? So we have seen which kind of network here? Bridge network. Why not overlay? Overlay is also going to be created by default. Okay, of course, if you want to create your custom also, you can create the custom overlay network, sir. So this is the concept of Docker networking. So two are very, very important, bridge and overlay. Bridge means containers will be communicating on same host, right? Overlay means containers will be communicating on different host. Bridge will create by default, overlay will create by default. But if you want to create custom, this is how I have shown you. Okay. That's it about the volumes. Yes, sure, Sunil. In overlay also, like even if you have one container working on one node, it is going to attach with another container from another worker node. It will do. Sure, but what advantages? But what advantages it brings in? See, advantages means, see, the question is very simple. I think Sunil, you know about AWS. Can you please confirm me? Do you know AWS or not? Yeah. So in AWS, you have default VPC, right? So why you are using your custom VPC? What is the main advantage you are bringing to it? AWS will have one default VPC and we have one custom VPC. In real time, what we use custom VPC. What advantages will custom VPC bring there? There you can customize everything. Here also you can customize everything, Sunil. That is the difference. Okay, fine. So I'll tell you one small tip for you. Docker images. For example, if you want to see what happened to the image, there is a command called Docker image history, name of the image. It is going to show what exactly you done with the images. This is the image. It got created 8 hours ago. This I create for my morning batch actually. Okay, for this image, I use CMD. I copied the file, I install Apache, I get update and I run CMD. So like this, whatever the things you have done for image, you can get from Docker image history command. Which command? Currently, what is size of your image? If you want to compress the size of the image, there is a technique actually. First of all, convert into tar file. Docker, save. What is the image name? This is the image name, right? Hmm? So just to give hyphen O. Hyphen O means output I am gonna store on abc.tar. What I am storing it on? Now means completely Docker will save this image output in the tar format. Which format? So now give the ll command. Are you seeing tar file here? What is the size of this image? 233. What is the size of this tar ball? You can give the command du-sh to check it. Du-sh abc.tar. What is size, sir? Now, if you want to reduce this image size by 50 to 60% maximum, what you can do is use the zip, gzip. I am making the zip of abc.tar file to abc.tar.gz. Automatically, what happened? This tar file is now going to become to zip format. Which format? Is it done now? Now go and see give ll. Are you seeing this star.gz now? Give the command du-sh and this file name. What is size now? Previously it was almost all, but now it is. This is the way how you can able to compress the size of the image. So it is one method only. We have some ultimate methods to do it, but it is one of the method. Compressing images. Compressing images. First of all, give this command and after that give the gun zip. And after that check the output du-sh and give the gzip. Is it clear, sir? Online is the way of compressing images clear for all of you online? Can you please confirm me once? Yes, exactly, Sunil. See, remember in real time, once you create the image, this image you need to push to Docker Hub. Where you need to push on? When the image is on Docker Hub, even though if you don't have image on local, will you get from Docker Hub whenever you want? That we can do. Or if you want to store the image on any other different format, you can store it on tar format like this, which is going to compress the image. Again, you can unzip it and again you can use the same image, Sunil. Fine. What is the purpose of using Docker stats command? Docker stats, I already said. To show you the utilization of containers, how much containers are using how much of CPU and memory. Is it showing CPU and memory utilization of containers? By default for containers, do you have any limitation of resources? Yes or no? No. Yes, sir. Containers will have now any limitation. See, containers, okay, you said no, no, fine. Containers can use direct or host resource. How much they want, they can use. For that purpose, we need to limit it. Already I shown you how to put the limits of containers, right? Fine. Sir, now what I'm going to do you? Have I shown you how to create the Jenkins image from the Docker? Jenkins image. See, basically, what is the meaning of containerization? Tell me. Containerization definition. Packing the application with these dependencies. Now, Jenkins server we set up. How much time we took? It took a lot of time. We install every package, right? Now, Docker will already install all the Jenkins required packages in the image. If I download that image, if I create a container, now that container will be having the Jenkins server running. I'll show you. Docker. I'm creating the Jenkins container. -P. What is the port number? 8080 of container. 8080 is the image. And image is in Jenkins repository. In Jenkins repository, I have an image called Jenkins with tag LTS. LTS means long-term stability. Of course, by default, I don't have image, but Docker will pull the image, sir. It won't use Sunil basically. What are the limits we set, right? It won't use, sorry, it won't exceed the limits actually. Okay. Sir, when you disconnected container to from network, container one couldn't ping. Why did they not use D for network connect? Both are different network, Nanurada. See, container 2 is different network. Container 1 is different network. So both networks cannot able to communicate, right? So let's say there is a situation when containers get more traffic. I got your question, Sunil. So there you need to use auto scaling group. In auto scaling group, what you can do is you can increase the strength of containers. Okay. But by default, Docker Swarm will not have auto scaling that you are going to see on Kubernetes. Okay, your question is clear. How, sir? Please guide. I shown you how to scale containers, right? Okay. But containers will not be scaling automatically in Docker Swarm. It is a limitation of Docker Swarm. For that purpose, we are seeing Kubernetes, which is your upcoming days concept. In Kubernetes, I'll show you how to scale the containers automatically, Sunil. Okay. Hope it is clear. Now, is Jenkins running here? From my help of this command, is Jenkins running for all of you know? This command I'm giving. Jenkins setup. Copy the public IP and give port number 8080. That's it. Your Jenkins is running now. So public IP address, right? Already I have copied here. So just give 8080. It will run now. So running Jenkins now. How much time we took, sir? Just only literally 5 seconds, right? But this we almost all set up 20 minutes in the Jenkins classes, right? At the end of the day, you can get the same dashboard. See, if you want to log in, are you seeing the initial admin password here? Copy the initial admin password and paste it here. Now automatically Jenkins will be running. Install plugins. So in the background, you can see the logs. In the background, are you seeing the logs? Plugins are downloading. Once it got downloaded, you can use the username and password for configuration, but of course you can skip also. Are you seeing the username and password? Currently, I'm skipping this one as of now. Click on save and finish. Now you can see your own Jenkins dashboard. Are you seeing this one, sir? Same like our Jenkins dashboard only, right? Whatever you want, you can create. Which one is more easy? This only. Why means it is containerized. Everything is already predefinedly installed. What we are doing, we are pulling the image, we are just using it with the help of single command, right? That's it. Okay. Not only this one, if you want to use, you can also use Tomcat also. Tomcat, you know. Okay, how sir? Okay, I'm not able to hear your voice properly. Fine. Whenever if you want to use Tomcat, na, so what you do is first of all remove this container Docker kill Jenkins. What is the container name? Jenka. Initially I gave this one. Okay, fine. Docker ps-a. Okay, container ID I'll give. Wait, is not running. Okay, it stopped already. Okay, fine. Just give Docker rm. Is it gone now? Now, if you want to use Tomcat, first of all, go to Docker Hub. In Docker Hub, search for Tomcat. Directly, they will give commands. Okay, if you execute the commands, it will come by default. So, what you want to download now? Tomcat, right? Go for search for Docker Hub and search for Tomcat. And one more thing, recent images will be having some issues. Okay, so remember that one. Are you seeing Tomcat here? So if you go and see, this all will be the tags of your Tomcat. So if you come here, are you seeing this command? Copy and paste it. Is it running Tomcat now? What is the port number of Tomcat here? It is a container port or image port? It's downloading Tomcat now. It is already predefinedly installed. So just we're gonna use here. Wait. It need to start up. Wait. So whenever you download Tomcat, right? So it will take some time to start up. Once it is started up, so we can access. Basically, it is not started up. So wait for a few seconds. It will be done. See, it is telling that Catalin. Whenever you see this one, that means Tomcat is properly working or not, sir? This won't work. This class path, one second, configuration is a user local bin by default. On user is included. Okay. So basically, it is telling that in this image, we need to change the Tomcat user.xml. That is the reason why it is not working. So what I'll do is I'll see Control C. Docker ps-a Tomcat image. So I need to give the name of this one. -it name of the image Tomcat 1p. Server starting up. That means it is not started yet. Wait for a few seconds. Port number is 888. So it's taking some time to load. but it's okay. Why? Because, and one more thing here, we need to set up the Tomcat user XML. It is telling that Docker start Tomcat Docker exec in Tomcat server. I want to see /root/Apache. Just go to ls here. So here what we are going to do is we are going to modify the Tomcat user.xml. Where be Tomcat user.xml in the configuration folder. So just to give ls inside conf, inside root, inside conf. Right. VIM where it will be Tomcat user.xml. Inside configuration. Oh, here by default VIM will not be enabled. We need to give enable to locate VIM. What is telling? Huh? Tomcat apt install. Okay. /bin bash. Let me use sudo. So it's not working. Why? Because there might be some dependency missing here. But like that is the way how you're gonna pull the Tomcat image. If you access the application from here, it will be coming as the container. Same like we done for Jenkins, right? It will be also same process. But here we have some issue. It is telling that by default no user is included in the manager GUI. So I need to change the Tomcat user.xml. Okay. But where Excel it is finding? Let's use find command on it. Find slash hyphen name. Which file? Tomcat users.xml. Here I have. So you need to go to this path and you know what to do, right? What we're gonna do next year? What we are going to do, sir, here? Exec VM, executable file not found in the path. I think there is Java missing here. Might be. So you are using 21 version. That is the reason why it is not responding. For Tomcat, which was no Java we need, sir? Java 11. So, but what is running there? That is the reason why it is not working properly. Okay. But don't worry, we will see it on like other time. Okay. That is the dependency. So already said it. Whenever if the dependency is changed, it will not work properly as per our requirement. Fine. So this is the class for today. And in tomorrow's session, we're gonna do project on it. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, practice Docker Compose, Docker Swam together, and we're gonna do the project on it. I'll tell you some Kubernetes. CMD already said, right? The only entry point is pending. I'll cover it. Don't worry. Okay. Why? Because still in Kubernetes also you are going to use containers. There also you will execute the commands. There also you will use CMD. There also use entry point. There also you are going to use arguments. Again, everything will come there. Okay. So I'll give you clarity like how exactly it will work inside the pod. That's it, sir. And Matkar, you want to speak anything, Matkar? If yes, please raise your hand. That means you might have done some wrong indentation. Indentation proper ఇవ్వకపోయినా అది రాదు. Syntax ఉంటుంది కదా. Syntax లో మిస్టేక్ చేసిన రాదు. Do you have the server now? That's what I'm telling. Do you have the server now? If you are having, if you have a Docker file, just ask me. I'll tell you. Or like try to come at lab at tomorrow, 12 to 12:30. Well, because I'll be available from 12 to 12:30 daily there. Sir, I missed Jenkins 3 class and Maven class. So Matkar, please contact your admin, okay? I think Jenkins already Maven is done. Maven I completed for my running batch also. Jenkins also one class done, Matkar. DevOps screen test, it's free completely, Sai Gautam. Okay. But not now, we will intimate you when it is going to done. Matkar, I already connect. Okay. So already those both are done. Maven and Jenkins day one is done. So if you wish to join, you can join the remaining two classes of Jenkins 2 and Jenkins 3. Sure, like ask the admin that Raham sir just gave you permission for only the two classes, whatever the class you missed, right? So ask the link for 2 days, okay? They will provide you. Okay, then offline. So any doubts from your end before I wrap? Is everything fine? Venkatesh, what's your doubt? Sir, what about next year? We do like this one? Yeah, if you want to do, you can do Venkatesh. Okay. Every stool you can set up with the help of Docker containerization. Then Docker is not done yet. We have still some concepts which I'm gonna tell you on the Docker project. Okay. Yep. No, sure. రేపు అది వస్తుంది రేపు ప్రాజెక్ట్ దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఓకే యూ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద టూల్స్ యూ వాంట్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ యూ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ ఎనీ టూల్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్ ఓకే దెన్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఎవరీవన్ సో లెట్స్ జాయిన్ టుమారో సెషన్ హ్యావ్ ఎ గ్రేట్ డే బై ఆల్